Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to start with our third unit, which is biology in human welfare. And in this unit we are mainly concerned to discuss the different advancements in biological science that have been used to increase the quality of human lives, or you can say the human welfare. Okay? Say for example, in the recent past, the advancements in biological science have been used to increase the growing demands of food. Okay, that means we have been able to increase food production to meet the growing demands of human population. We have been able to combat different diseases, and we are able to conserve and protect the environment. Okay, and the first topic that we are supposed to start with is plant breeding. So let's move on with the science of plant breeding. Actually, the science of plant breeding, it is an art of altering the genetic constitution of plants, genetic patterns of plants, so as to increase their value and utility for human welfare. Or you can say, it is the purposeful manipulation, purposeful change of plant species in order to create desired plant types which are better suited for cultivation in specific geographical locations. For example, you have created a plant variety, a variety of maize, a variety of rice, which is better adapted to live in dry conditions. Okay, that means you are practicing the plant breeding science. And these varieties, they give us better yields. That means they are high yielding and are resistant to diseases. Okay, or other pests. And the person who is concerned, who is linked to this field, he is known as a plant breeder. Now, something about the history and the advancements that took place in due course of time in the field of plant breeding. The conventional plant breeding has been practiced for thousands of years. It started almost 9,000 to 11,000 years ago, which is considered as the dawn of human civilization. Okay, the beginning of human civilization. When it started, the science of plant breeding came into existence. Although the early humans did not know the concept of fertilization, the concept of plant breeding, but in one way or the other way, they selected desired plant types. Okay, and the modern age of plant breeding, it got an impetus, it got a focus only when the Mendel's work was rediscovered. And although the classical plant breeding involves hybridization of plant varieties, nowadays it is increasingly being carried out by using molecular genetic tools. Okay, I will tell you that the classical plant breeding, the major focus of classical plant breeding was to hybridize different varieties so as to get a high yielding variety. But nowadays, we are using the molecular genetic tools, we are using genetic engineering techniques for the same purpose. Okay. Now, the objectives of plant breeding. The first objective of plant breeding is we should have plant varieties which have increased tolerance to environmental stress. Okay, uh, using plant breeding techniques, we are intended to get plant varieties which are having increased tolerance to environmental stress. That means they can live in drought and salinity. Okay, that means you are getting plant varieties which are better adapted to live in drought conditions in salinity, uh, salinity conditions. Okay, and resistance to pathogens. By using plant breeding techniques, you are getting plant species which are resistant to pathogens, resistant to diseases caused by viruses, bacteria, and fungi, and increased resistance to insect pests. You are using plant breeding techniques to develop plant varieties which have increased resistance to insects. okay, which damage our crops. Finally, an important note that you will remember, the Green Revolution was dependent to a large extent on plant breeding techniques for development of high yielding and disease resistant varieties of wheat, maize and rice. Okay, जो ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन था, ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन इज एक्चुअली द increase in food production using a number of technological advancements like increased use of fertilizers, and besides the increased use of fertilizers which caused green revolution, it is stressed upon that the plant breeding science also played a significant role in achieving the green revolution. Okay, we got high yielding varieties of wheat, rice and maize because of this plant breeding science. Okay, this is all for today, and in the next part we are going to start with the different steps in plant breeding science. Till then, stay blessed and thank you.